What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Alright, we're coming back to Nightwish. Yes, indeed. Nightwish fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-bibbity-bop, do me a favor. Before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Mother Hubbard, Jimmy Byron, and Wellington Balbo de Camargo. Wow, what a name. They all want to see me react to this. It is Nightwish with a tune called Ghost River. Now, have I heard the song before? Okay. Full disclosure, yes, I have heard the song before. When I did the live stream with Just Jen, when we watched the full concert from Wacken, I know this was on there. I know it was. But I do not remember it. Number one, it's been a while. Number two, I don't remember this song having that much of an impression on me. Like, this is not one of the songs that I remember just by name and going, it's like, okay, for example, if you ask me, you know, if you say Ghost Love Score, the song is going to immediately pop into my head. I'm going to immediately, with that intro, you know, between the 6/8 and the 5/8, you know, 6/8, 6/8, 5/8, 6/8, you know, that's going to pop in my head right away. If you ask me, you know, for example, Last Friday of the Day, boom, I'm going to remember that one. Yep, absolutely. Another one that just got added not too long ago to that, now you say the name and it instantly pops in my head, Everdream. Yep. I didn't remember it first, but after hearing it and listening to it a couple more times, yeah, it's locked in here now. I've got it. That's not happening with this. So I see the name Ghost River and nothing, and I mean nothing, is popping into my head. I don't remember this at all, but I do know for a fact I have seen a live performance of this with Just Jen. It was a long time ago. So, full disclosure, full transparency, I'm not trying to hide anything with you guys, okay? I have seen this, I have heard this before. Well, I don't know if I've seen this particular video. I don't know if this might be from Wacken, I don't know. But I have not, I have seen a performance of this and I have heard the song before. I just don't remember it, so. Now, if I do remember it, like if I start watching this and I start listening to it and I go, I remember that now, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Okay, this was posted by Ghost Hell, all one word, and the video has 1.4 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. A link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Nightwish, Ghost River, Wacken 2013. Okay, so I have seen this performance. I, honest to God, though, guys, I do not remember it. So, I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe we'll start watching this. Maybe I'll start hearing it, and it'll all come flooding back. If it does, I'll let you know. I promise. But as it stands right now, I don't remember a dang thing. A lot was going on during that live stream. A lot was happening. So, all right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
bada, bada. So 3/8. Please say do it again. Oh, they don't. Halftime. I like that approach. There's that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's that 3/8 pattern. 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and it. Yeah, there's that 3/8 note pattern again. I like it. I think it helps break up the monotony of just straight 4/4. I think that really helps out quite a bit without breaking the 4/4, staying within 4/4, but just accenting every third eighth the way they're doing it.
Hey, wait a minute.
It's okay. So it's a 2-measure phrase, not a 1-measure phrase. 2 measures of that of 4/4, splitting up. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's how it is. Okay, that makes sense. That makes more sense. I'm sitting here trying to break it up into 16ths in my head. I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense. So it's 8ths and it's 2-measure phrase instead of 3. Okay, a 2-measure phrase instead of 1. My mouth is just not working today. I like that pattern. I also really like the chorus. It might be the pre-chorus actually too. Marco took over the lead vocal, and then on the chorus, it felt like Marco and Floor were sharing the responsibility. But I like the contrast in voices. Marco keeping it the low kind of growl voice going, while Floor was taking on the high note with the clean vocal style over the top of it. Nice contrast. Really nice contrast. This is not, absolutely not ringing any bells with me. I would have remembered that. The vocal split. I would have absolutely remembered that. And I would like to think I would remember the subdivision work, with every third eighth, but I don't. It does not resonate with me, so I do not remember this. Let's keep going, though. There it is again. There it is again. Here it comes. Yep. They didn't do it that time. Straight off. Together. I love it when they go into that halftime. I really do. It doesn't matter where in the song. It could be in the pre-chorus, like we heard. It could be right here. But whenever they go into that halftime feel, it just gets thicker. It gets heavier. I really like it. I really do. Should I say this now or should I save it for the review? No, I'm going to save it for the review. There's something I want to talk about, but we're going to save it for the review. Let's get back into the song for right now. Straight. Ooh, those pitch harmonics. Pre-chorus. Okay. Nice. I like that little bridge. That was nice. That little breakdown. Right back into it. Da-dun, da-dun, to end it. Okay. Bada, bada. Okay. Yeah, 1 and 2. So 1 and 3. 1 and 3. No. 1 and 2 and 3. Yeah. 1 and 3. Yeah, it follows the same format of every third, so just playing on the first two instead of only one. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be really interesting. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Nightwish with Ghost River. This was a request from Mother Hubbard, Jimmy Byron, and Wellington Balbo de Camargo. Wow, what a name. Okay, this was interesting because my gut instinct, and this doesn't usually happen, it's usually the exact opposite that happens. My gut instinct was to give it a score. And then I thought about it, and I put my reasonings together, and the score ended up not being as high as I initially put it. It doesn't happen very often like that. It usually is the exact opposite. It usually is, my gut instinct will give me a score, I'll think about it, and I end up popping the score up a couple of notches. In this case, it was the exact opposite. Now, was it a big drop? No, it wasn't a big drop. It just, honestly, it came down just a little bit. But in any case, it doesn't really matter because this is the score I'm giving it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that a 7.8. Yep, 7.8. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say a couple things that could very well trigger the overly defensive people who are Nightwish fans. I'm not saying all Nightwish fans are. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that every fan base is gonna have. Okay. I look at fan bases like this. They're split into four. Okay, they're split into four parts. Now, there is the 40% who are really easygoing, really chill, and they will take criticism, constructive criticism, and opinion of bands just fine. They either really don't care, or they agree, or whatever, or they may disagree, but they don't really give a dang what other people say. They love their band, and that's fine, but they don't get defensive about it. They just say everyone's entitled to their opinion, and that's fine. There's the other 40% who are even more open to that, and they even can acknowledge that not every single song that Nightwish, writes is a 10. Even they acknowledge that there are songs that are 9s, there are songs that are 8s, and they even have songs that are down to 7s and 6s. They don't believe that there's a such thing as a bad Nightwish song, but they understand that there is a scale, and they agree with it. Then there are the Nightwish fans, the other, I would say 10%, who just don't care about anything. They love their band, and nobody can tell them otherwise. But at the same time, they don't argue, and they just ignore what everybody else says, and they're kind of in their own world, locked in their own space. Nothing wrong with that, as long as they're comfortable and they're enjoying their time with it. That's perfectly fine. There's an old saying, ignorance is bliss, and I agree with that statement to some point. There are some people who are just so lost within their favorite band that they don't want to hear anything, they don't want to experience anything other than that, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Then there's the other 10%. And this is the 10% that I have a problem with. It's the ones who feel the need and suffer from extreme cases of white knight syndrome, where they feel the need to get combative and defend their favorite band with their lives. And anybody who has any type of criticism of their favorite band should be hogtied, crucified, and burned at the stake.
A riot is an ugly thing. And I think that it is just about time that we had one!
Because everything in their opinion that Nightwish does is gold, and they can do absolutely no wrong, and anybody who says otherwise is a heretic.
That'll teach you to hold an opinion contrary to mine.
Watch me be a heretic. Okay, to those 10%, I'm just gonna say this: save it. Save it, because I'm not gonna deal with it. So why did I give this a 7.8? I want to be very clear. This is a really good song. It's a really good song. I love the subdivision work, playing with the 3/8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. No, yeah. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. I love that. I think that's very impactful, and it helps break up the monotony of a typical 4/4 song. And the thing is, they didn't over rely on it. It's not like they did every single 4-measure phrase. They did it. They did it here. They did it there. They did it here. They did it over here. They did it in this spot over here. They did it over here, and then they did it over here, and that was pretty much it. It wasn't like they were doing it every 4 measures. You know what I mean? That would get real old real quick. I also love to play with the feels between the straight time feel and the halftime feel, especially how they broke it up. So the halftime feel was in this section, which I believe was the pre-chorus, is where they really kind of emphasized that. The chorus was in straight time, verses are in straight time, but having that pre-chorus in the halftime, again, just helps break up the monotony of your typical 4/4 song. Really smart move. Great songwriting from Tomas on that end. Good job. and very well executed by Yuka on the drums. He's the one who makes that happen. I mean, bass and guitar can be playing straight ahead eighths the whole time, as long as Yuka's back there on the drums, switching up the snare from being on 2 and 4 to just being on 3 of every measure. That's how you switch it up. You don't actually change the tempo. Tempo never actually changed. It was just playing with feel, and that's all because of Yuka. Vocally, I think it's a double-edged sword. I like the approach. I like what they thought about doing. I like the fact that they were willing to delegate on this song. And have, Floor doing the upper register melodic singing, which I thought was really good. And then passing it off over to Marco for the grit and growl vocals. At times, in places like during the pre-chorus, doing more of a spoken word, not melodic singing, just a spoken word grit and growl type of style. I thought that was very appropriate. I like the trade-off, the quick little trade-off. Just, boom to boom to boom during the Marco to Floor, back to Marco again during the pre-chorus. When the chorus hit, first after the chorus, pretty much all Marco, singing more melodic but in the lower register, and then having Floor come in about halfway through, singing the upper register notes, the sustain notes, just sustain ahs over Marco's spoken word down in the lower register, but with a melodic singing style. Very nice, good contrast. If I'm being honest, I appreciate where they were going with it, and I appreciate the direction that they took it, and I'm glad that they did something to break it up again. To me, and this is just me, and I know people are going to agree and disagree, and that's fine. To me, it just felt like Marco was the star on this song, and that's fine. If that is what their intention was, if that's what they were going for, was to make Marco the star of this song, then mission accomplished. They nailed it. It just, I don't want to say Floor felt like an afterthought, but she felt like she was kind of relegated. That's what I'm looking for. Relegated. I felt like her vocals were kind of relegated to the back, while Marco came up to the front. A little confusing, if I'm being honest. It's like if Marco sings a song, like look at The Islander, where he sang that song pretty much by himself. That's one thing, but Floor started the song off, and then I think that's where I'm a little confused, is because Floor started the song off on the verse, singing the verse by herself, and then the pre-chorus and the chorus was like Marco was the star of the show, and I'm sitting there going, wait a minute, who's running the show here? It felt a little odd. Maybe if Marco had started with the verses and had, some input on the verse, even if he just did half of the verse while Floor did the other half, maybe that would have made it a little smoother. I don't know, maybe that might have helped. But to me, it just felt like Marco kind of stole the show on this. Like I said, if that's the goal, if that's what they were going for, mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. They did it. I love the guitar playing. Very nice job. It was clean, right there with the keyboards, clean. The pinch harmonics. I know he's known for doing the pinch harmonics. I know he is. But he didn't overdo them. He just did them in a couple of spots. Now, he did them rapidly in a couple of spots. Like every other note was, pinch harmonic, pinch harmonic, pinch harmonic, pinch harmonic. But then he wouldn't do any for a while, and then come back, pinch harmonic, pinch harmonic, pinch harmonic, pinch harmonic. So, but it wasn't consistent through the entire song. It wasn't overly done. It was saturated in those couple of spots, but I'm okay with that. It's fine, as long as it's being tastefully done and cleanly done. I've heard some pinch harmonics that sound like absolute trash from other guitar players. I'm just like, why? Don't do it. If you can't do it clean, don't do it. Marco's bass playing, I love his playing style, man. He is so relaxed. It looks like he's strumming on an acoustic guitar, the way he plays. His wrist is just so relaxed. Way different than what you see a lot of other bass players, myself included, playing with a pick, where we're just stiff and rigid, and I don't like playing with a pick. I really don't. I prefer playing with my fingers, but sometimes songs call for pick usage. I love watching his pick style, and I really wish I could get that. I know the only way I'm going to get it is if I keep working on it and I have to focus on it, but God, I just don't like playing with picks. He makes it look so natural. Tomas's keyboard playing, very nice, very clean, filling out the sound very nicely. Yeah, overall, I think the song's a really good song. And here's the thing. I'm not saying it's a great song. And the reason is this. Having seen them play live in person, and seeing this show and remembering everything I do of live, either footage or in person, I don't know. And this is what I was going to talk about during the course of the reaction. I don't know if this song really lends itself to live play. I know the crowd responded, so clearly the crowd knows the song. But then again, I'll bet you anything, the crowd probably knows every single song that Nightwish has ever recorded. So they're going to respond to whatever, Nightwish does. Or you just have those fans, it doesn't matter what they play. They could play Row, Row, Row Your Boat, and the crowd's going to lose their minds. It doesn't matter what Nightwish does, they're going to play and the crowd pops. They're going to have those fans too. I don't know if this song necessarily lends itself to live play. It felt like it was lacking in something. I don't know what it is. Like, if you look at other songs that Nightwish does live, like, okay, Ghost Love Score, yeah, fine. Ever Dream, there's another one. 7 Days to the Wolves, that definitely lends itself to live play. Romanticide definitely lends itself to live play. Last Ride of the Day definitely lends itself to live play. Dark Chest of Wonders absolutely lends itself to live play. I still think that's the best song to open up the show with, is that song. This song, like I said, it's a really good song. I don't know how well it lends itself to live play. I think there's a reason that they took it out of their set list, and I think it's because maybe they realized this song isn't, we have other songs. We have so many other songs that lend themselves to live play. Like, they were made for live play. This song, it sounds good live, but it doesn't really do the deed. You know what I mean? I mean, it gets the job done, but not as well as other songs that they've written. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to say this. I know there are people who are going to disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine. I got no problem with people disagreeing with me. Just keep it civil, Just keep the name calling out of play and keep the insults out of play. It's perfectly fine to say you disagree with me. I got no issue with that at all. Just keep it civil, guys. Just keep it civil. Then again, maybe you do agree with me, and maybe you're just like, you know what? I've always felt the exact same way. Well, then, hey, welcome to the club. Anyway, 7.8, it's still a really good score for what I feel is a really good song. I feel good with that score, and that is where we're going to stay. So, 7.8, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.